Let's recap over the important points when sawing. Point your index finger along the edge of the saw, much like a gun. Ensure that your shoulder, elbow and hand are correctly aligned. This creates a swift sawing motion. This will lead to greater accuracy when you are sawing material. Achieving the correct balance is essential when woodworking. We spoke of this in the previous video. Being unbalanced is not only dangerous, but will contribute towards a poor quality of work. Think of how important balance is in sports. A boxer needs to adopt a stance to avoid being knocked out. This can be achieved by alternating your feet until you feel comfortable and confident to use the saw. Clamp the material against the bench hook and use this hand to steady yourself. Pull the saw back towards yourself a couple of times to create a little trench, and then push the saw forward in the motion that we spoke of previously. Be careful not to cut down too far, as this is a trench, we are not cutting the whole way through. It's a good idea to check this a couple of times, and if needs be, you can always take a little bit more material out. Note the angle of the saw. Watch how it just drops gracefully into the material. The saw is also at 90 degrees, and the thumb is helping to achieve this. Remember to keep checking your lines and stop before you go too far. If you need to take out another little bit of material, do. It's a good idea to make a relief cut in the centre of the trench. This will help to remove the material with the chisel a lot easier. We will look at this in the next video. For smaller pieces of material, sometimes the bench hook is just not appropriate. And for larger pieces of material that need to be upright, it is often very hard to steady the material. As clamping is essential for accuracy and safety, sometimes we need to put the material into the vise. Clamp the material in the vise so that it's steady, and ensure that it's level with the top of the bench. Again, our balance is extremely important here, but this is a different type of cut than we have previously done. Alternate your feet until you feel comfortable and confident. Then make this hand shape. Place your hand on top of the vise and against the material as shown here. Remember the pistol grip and tuck in your fingers, but place your thumb against the saw to guide it for the first couple of cuts. This will help us to maintain the saw at 90 degrees to the material. Once you've made a little trench at the top of the cut, you can slide your hand back out of the way. Here's the same cut from another perspective. You can see how the thumb is ensuring that the saw is at 90 degrees. Again, check that you have not gone too far. Cut the remaining parts using the same method, but be careful, take your time, and do not be in a rush, as sawing can be a dangerous activity if you rush it.